Forget there's a delay, so I come over and I look at it and I'm like, I'm going to go live and just got like 30 seconds of my face. No, we've got that little conversation as well.
Yeah, exactly. That won't be deleted. It'll be shown to your children.
Let's start like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you don't.
Oh, yeah, you're not going to introduce.
There's going to be a wrap up at the end.
Okay, I will start the wrap up from the work of our group. So we were a few people, and the first pipeline we tried to develop is metaviromics, and it's mostly Andrea that led on it, and it's trying to understand how to do it in Nextflow in an NF core. It started by gathering the required package, getting a bit familiarized with Nextflow, preparing the dataset, which I discovered myself, it's super hard to do, pipeline, because I arrived here with the aim of translating a pipeline I already wrote, but then we decided to merge it with another pipeline and also change the name. And well, first of all, we spent a lot of time trying to decide how to actually merge them. Then I needed to rewrite quite a few pieces of my pipeline to blend. Then we use, of course, different software that do the same thing. So extra work, and there is still a long way to go before actually this newish pipeline is ready.
What's the new name going to be?
We don't know. We just decided that's the least of the problem for now. Then another not so new pipeline. Chelsea led on that, and that's the multiplex pipeline, which needed a standardized Docker container, which has been done, right? Then again, found public test dataset, and they also created a shared server for collaboration. And then again, announcement, so not really a new pipeline. Arshil worked on it. And the idea was to restructure Nextflow atacseq pipeline to add new feature. So first of all, he understood whether this feature were really useful, which is a good start as we did. Then got crazy with the channel, seems. And then it started working, and long way to go. It seems also comfortable your way to go, right?
So this Hussein done this.
Yeah.
Hussein.
Okay. I've done. We will release the pipeline soon, next year.
So hello everyone. I'm with the existing pipeline group, and we worked on already existing pipeline, but mainly on sarek. And I don't know why. So first, yes, we did manage to fix the annotation CI because it wasn't working, because the container for human, for VIP, and for snip effect are way too huge to be able to run on GitHub Actions. So what we managed to do is we use another database, which is a C elegans database, to annotate the variants, which are human, but it works, so good enough. Then we had a tiny issue that I think Gisela noticed, and Lucia managed to fix it. ASCAT was looking at all possible like tumor normal combination, which was bad if you have like several patients in the same time, at the same in the same run. So she fixed it, and now it's working. And she fixed it also for another tool. So that was good, and now it's working well, and we have like just the number of processes we should have. Lucia also, she did another stuff. She was very efficient this session. So she added the no interval possibilities on a number of tools. So no, usually we have like a spread and gather like a system within sarek to speed up stuff, but in certain in certain cases, it's not useful at all. So that's why we have this no interval issue, is this no interval option, but it wasn't working with this variant calling tool, and now it's working, so everything is fixed. That's good. That's you. You're working on adding UMI possibilities to sarek. So
Francesco.
oh, yes, Francesco. Sorry, I forgot all the name. So yes, and currently we are just trying to get all the data that we need in the NF-core test dataset on the sarek branch. But you did try everything on your own cluster, and it works well.
Yes.
So this is a good stuff already. And yes, you, James, you're working on adding platypus on sarek, so which will be like another variant calling tool that runs after mutate. That's good. Adrian, I'm trying to remember name. And you worked on adding some everything. And then I think it was Christina. You did work on adding a script to help everyone build their own panel of normal, so outside sarek, but within sarek. So that way everyone will be able to do that in a good Nextflow script that can work easily for everyone. So I think it's a great idea to have that. I asked Sylvester to do that for me when he added the panel of normal, but he didn't do it. So I'm glad that someone is finally doing that. So thank you again. And then, oh, this is not my group anymore.
That's Lucas, I think.
So, okay.
Done that, yeah.
Okay, so Lucas updated the template, I guess, on MHCquant, and now he's looking at the visualization processes, so that's good. And yes, he's still waiting for the input parameter. So should we go for minus input, minus reads, minus, or something else? Okay, we need to think more about that. I guess is that still Lucas or is it something else? Okay, still Lucas. So it work on proteomics LFQ and yes, still improving everything again. That's good. And that's a good one. So good. So we have the new FastQC process for the single-cell RNA-seq. And we had a nice live release for the NanoSeq pipeline. And that was amazing. I think you did a great job with that. And now, the AWS testing. Who is going to present that? Gisela?
Yeah.
Yes.
So for the AWS testing, we had a lot of help from two AWS representatives, James Stewart and Juan Manuel Gomez. And basically, the goal is to, from now on, test pipeline releases in the cloud to make sure that they run there and on AWS, and also to have an idea on how much it costs to run these pipelines on AWS. And yeah, first problem of all was to get familiar with all the possible AWS products that are out there. For this, we could not have done it on our own, so the help from the AWS agent was really important. And so that's how the process, or the ideal process will work. So from GitHub Actions, from a GitHub Actions workflow, we will trigger the launch of the test in AWS batch of the Nextflow head node, let's say. And then this one will trigger the pipeline run in another AWS batch run. What we have managed until now is this part. What we don't have yet is how to have the feedback when the AWS batch is finished, that the tests run fine and that there was no problem. So this still needs to be implemented. So we've tested it also on the sarek fork already, a bit unintentionally at the beginning, and well, I mean on the fork intentionally, but also on the sarek pipeline already. First unintentionally, but now it also works, triggering the GitHub Actions workflow on push on the sarek. And the sarek tests run fine. I've just checked right now, so that's cool for now. But yeah, there's still a lot of work. All the CloudFormation templates that we have used are now in the AWS Megatest repository. And yeah, still a bit of work to do there.
Group next. Yes. Cool. Yeah, so our group was looking at DSL2 and modules. I tried to get someone else to present, but didn't work. So yeah, we've got a bunch of new wrappers and tools which have been added to NF Core modules, which is great. Maybe I can just read what your slide says. Bacterial isolate genomes. Yeah. Brilliant. But that's a pull request sat there ready to go, I think. Yeah, so that just needs some reviewing and merge, and then that'll be ready for use in some pipelines, which is fantastic. BWA mem was Jeremy. Yeah, Jeremy. Yeah. So again, now this is going to be a wrapper for this BWA mem will be used by a lot of pipelines, I imagine. So this is a really good one to get in there. Again, test data is merged, and did we get the Showville test data in? Was there a pull request for it? Pull request, yeah, nice. And pull request data for BWA mem is there, and also the wrapper, which is really good. Oh, you made a Docker image as well, even better. Cool. Yep. Abracate, strong meme usage. And you updated the meme as well, excellent. So this is antimicrobial stuff again, and yeah, you guys were like hacking like crazy. Anything you want to tell us about this?
Yeah. Well, this pipeline was created for in-house set of pipelines that we use at public health works for pathogen genomic analysis.
Yeah.
This one in particular was just screening some samples of C. difficile for toxin genes, and we do this because we like to track hospital-wide outbreaks across Wales. We're planning on moving everything from DSL1 to DSL2 at some point.
Cool.
So a nice way to
So this is a pipeline you have already, which you're using, and you're porting it to DSL2. So for the microphone, that's Public Health Wales, and this is for screening of Clostridium difficile infections. And like you guys are going from porting all the pipelines you have already in DSL1 over to DSL2. And hopefully then they'll start appearing in NF Core as well, I guess, or at least part of it. Brilliant. That's really good. tcoffee. This was Jose, I think, who's gone early. So this is bringing over multiple sequence alignment tools into NF Core and into NF Core modules. Again, there's a pull request out there with test data. I felt a bit guilty because Jose copied or based this on some of the work I did at the last hackathon, which didn't work. So then what he did also didn't work. And I didn't really know how to fix it. So he spent quite a lot of time fighting with GitHub Actions, I think. But I think he got it pretty much up and running in the end. There you go, hard time with CI GitHub Actions. But the pull request is sat there. There we go, some meme action here. So look at these commit messages, fantastic. And I think this is kind of the first time that Jose really played around with continuous integration and automation. Yeah, and then he pushed it and left immediately. There's a new wrapper for Cutadapt. That was short, I think. Yeah. So a very common trimming tool. So that's going to be really good to have. And yeah, the tcoffee module has been submitted. This is Felix, who and Babraham have been using Clusterflow, which is my old pipeline tool, and finally saying goodbye to Clusterflow and porting over to Nextflow. So we've been working through all of those tools which are already there and Nextflowifying them, and doing that in DSL2 with wrappers. And you'd already got some stuff you'd done at Babraham, and you were kind of porting that over to tidying it up, making that working, and then bringing that over to NF Core. And also getting a bunch of modules to actually work in full-size pipelines, which kind of working. So this is a somewhat ambitious list. All of these are done now. So all of these modules are working now, which is pretty fantastic. The one tick one is the one that's actually got a pull request, but I guess all the others will have pull requests in pretty short time. And still to come are a couple more for simulating data sets and for doing allele-specific sorting.
For test data.
For test data sets, yeah, exactly. And then these are when we come to do DSL2 versions of RNA-seq and ChIP-seq pipelines and stuff, we can kind of compare notes here, which would be really good. I don't know why we put that meme in. And there you go, proof. We've lost the video.
Someone's pressed a button somewhere.
Oh, all right, there we go. Yeah, there you go. So living proof that it ran. Pretty nice. Yeah, then I spent most of my time answering people on Slack, I think, during this hackathon, but I did manage to get some work done today, which I was quite pleased with, which was modules as well. And as a couple of people had pointed out, we've been using biocontainers from Conda when single tools, and those Docker containers already exist for single tools, which is really convenient. But quite often we need our own Docker containers with multiple tools in. So I was looking into how I could automate this in the modules repository, but because building Docker containers is slow, we might have lots of these, doing it only for Docker recipes that have been updated in any given pull request. So figuring out what needs to be updated and then running Docker build and Docker push. And interestingly, this is the first time I've played with the new GitHub package repository, which is an alternative to Docker Hub, which is what we use for everything else, which has only been made available from GitHub quite recently. So now if you look on, well, the pull request is sat there, hasn't been merged yet, but if you look on my fork, you can see that the modules repo has 3 packages. And if you click on the packages, you can see the Docker containers for different tools, and each of those can then be cloned and used. So that's almost up and ready to go. There's a couple of bits that need tidying up on it, but that's pretty much done. So that's cool. I was so excited at the start of the hackathon for getting the JSON schema to work, but then no one did anything on it. That's fine. That means there's still lots of exciting work left to do after the hackathon. Yeah, and on that note, I think that's it, right? Yeah, do you want to say a couple of words?
Yeah. So, to wrap up, we've basically got 1,500 open pull requests, and you're all going home now. So, yes, thank you all for coming. It's really been an amazing event. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. And you know, don't become strangers. Get involved in the community. We will have future hackathons. Gisella's trying to organize one in Heidelberg in June, right?
Around June, July.
June, July. So that'll be another nice event to attend. We just keep updated on the website, on Slack and stuff. We will have future hackathons.
Events page.
And we've got an events page on the website specifically for that. And it's great. I mean, this sort of format is great. A lot of this stuff we couldn't have done. It's you know, like it's the AWS batch. You need, you know, people telling you what things mean in front of you to actually make some progress with it. And it's been, you know, we've planned to do this for what, over a year or something now, and yeah, and we've actually made a dent in it. And so these events are really great for achieving things like this intensively over 3 days. And you know, I guess we don't have enough of them, but everyone's got a day job. So
Do another one if you want.
yeah, well, yeah, yeah, maybe we'll see. I know the ropes now, so yeah. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Safe travels home, and keep in touch.
close it down, Harshal. Harshal's put a huge amount of work into the organisation of this
You don't
event,
have to.
so I thought we'd get you a little gift to say thank you.
Thank you
can
very
have
much.
have a look if you like.
So,
That was an appropriate gift
yes.
for it.